We have the girl squad on my side and the honorary member of the girl squad, Rubius. But yes, I've been watching it. I'm hyped. This is so exciting, and I'm gonna try to be as professional as one can be, even though deep inside I'm rooting for my students.
Well, yeah, that first matchup, actually, your commentators for the day are going to be they are the coaches of the players. So we'll try to keep it professional. We've talked a little bit of trash behind the scenes about each other's prep.
The two of them together, by the way, make up the Spanish flag. So I like that they have matching outfits, much like us, with the flowers.
And we're off, by the way. Rubius has played e4. And all right, c3.
That might be preparation, Levy.
Si salimos con esto, él va a hacer la siciliana, ¿vale? Que es sacar esta.
Aquí te recomiendo que subas este peón.
Subimos este peón para después, si él baja este peón, nosotros subimos este, ¿vale, chat? Y así tenemos control del medio.
And it's tough to, like, for example, is he going to I think he's going to go back to h4. If I know from his previous game, there it is.
Yes.
I'm on to your guy.
Well, it's a bit too late. I must say we have won the preparation battle.
Yes. Now Rubius's worst nightmare comes true. Bishop takes f3. Is that even considered an intermezzo, like before you take on e5? I guess it is, right? So
yeah, a very strong intermediate move which removes the defender of the e5 bishop. So Daniel would be winning at least a piece, if not more material. Bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes e5, also attacks then the queen and the bishop on d3. This is suddenly falling apart, unfortunately, for Rubius. But then Daniel plays f6 to keep his bishop. I think he also got tunnel vision there, thinking that he needs to make sure that the g7 bishop cannot be traded. So he didn't see that he had an opportunity.
It was like a roller coaster, just and then back up. And are we about to go back down again, Anna? But he blunders. It's hit twice. It's hit twice. Just take it. Daniel
has been low on time.
Daniel has been super capture averse this whole game, but he has the time to find it. He's been avoiding a lot of trades.
Yeah. No, this is his chance. This is his chance to calmly calculate that that bishop is attacked by two.
Oh, but he misses it!
Rubius follows up with the king side attack. The b6 bishop is still hanging.
It's just immortal. It's standing there. And Daniel might realize that that's the thing, but now you're being attacked on the other side, and he finds it.
He takes with the queen. Very smart decision, because it forces the queen trade. Rubius with a smile there that he missed the bishop hanging.
No!
He takes on e5 too, which unfortunately is another piece, and Daniel will take it. That, I think, is a lot more obvious that this knight is hanging.
Oh my. Oh, Rubius just melting under time pressure, unfortunately. He was exceptional. I mean, this is 3 straight games.
Yeah.
That it
was a brilliant game by both. Kudos to both.
He missed it!
Daniel didn't take the knight, so Rubius is still in the game. It's a piece down, but he still has some chances. That's a great move, because if the king moves, the bishop on f7 is hanging.
Bishop f8, knight d7.
Goodness me. How can Daniel get out of this then?
I don't know. I think he has to. I don't even know what the best move is. Oh, knight f7.
King h7. Let's
Bishop
see if
d4.
Rubius
Bishop
realizes.
d4.
Yep.
And I don't even know what's going on.
This game is so amazingly exciting and high level for how they are coming back from difficult situations. Both of them have been in the good and bad in this game together. Daniel also with
Rook h6, he takes.
Yeah, I thought he was showing a bit of frustration there, Daniel, but also that ending it with a smile. This is a wholesome moment where oh no,
King g7.
That might not be the best spot for the knight. King f5. The knight has a chance now to come back to f7.
This is wild. The king has king g4, and it's like mate. Rook h6 is a checkmate.
Oh no. King g4 sets up checkmate in one. I wonder if Daniel will play it, and I wonder if Rubius will see the checkmate. He has been solving checkmate in one puzzles. Rook f6 to trade the rook is classy too, because this endgame is better for black.
Yes, it is. But Daniel has to completely change gears now. He has to completely change gears, and he has to realize b2 is hanging, and then to win the endgame.
Yeah.
Rook h6 is winning.
I feel like rook d8 is a good attempt, but yes, there has to be plenty of good moves here for Daniel. And the knight is stuck on AJ. That's a very poor piece, unfortunately, for Rubius.
And that is why you actually have to scan for checks, because he had the bishop, but he didn't have to move it. Rook h6, if he just thought for a second, do I have a check? Oh, I do, and I'm winning the knight. But Anna, you're right. He actually had to take the knight with the bishop, because then his rook would have taken the my gosh.
It was very complex, but even like this, I think Daniel is now on track to win this game. He is up on time, up a pawn. His pieces are a lot more active, and when we see how poor this h8 knight is, or maybe actually wait, if Rubius gets to take on g5, there's a hope, but then the knight will fall after rook h6.
Oh, and is he trying to rescue his knight?
I think that's what he's doing, but now rook h6 wins the knight.
Yeah. Wow, that's heartbreaking. And Daniel
both the bishop and the rook are attacking it, so just one move short of getting the knight out of a desperate situation.
And he's taken, but this is still, you still play this. You still play this.
Absolutely, because there's not much material on the board, also not much time, so Rubius has to speed up.
And keep converting. Rubius at 2 seconds. And there, the defense of the rook is gone.
I think he's trying to create a stalemate. I was teaching him about stalemates, and he thought it's unfair that someone with material up would make only half a point. But I pointed out that you always need to make moves. In this case, there's no stalemate because there's still so much room for the king that Rubius resigned.
Yeah, there was this guy who, and as we get going here, Daniel Negreanu with the white pieces, he messaged me between games and he said, oh, I knew this was going to happen. He said I was going to go Danish. And okay, you know what? I'm actually going to say this, Anna. I'm going to say, we didn't prepare anything. Let's see how the opening goes. So that
you haven't prepared for this?
No. Only if it goes well did we prepare. If it goes poorly, it's his fault.
I'm sure you prepared this, because this is exactly what Rubius played against XQC. I taught him the Scandinavian specifically against XQC, but I felt like against Daniel it was a good choice too, because Daniel loves his gambits. So I wanted to make sure he doesn't get any of his gambits.
Ana me ha hecho un vídeo, ¿vale? Explicándome un poquito de cómo va la faena, ¿vale? Os lo puedo poner si queréis. Me ha hecho un vídeo, me ha hecho un gameplay personalizado 2.0, chat. A ver.
Daniel Negreanu dijo que esto lo
Mira, chat, le vamos a hacer el mismo opening. Si nos abre con esto, ¿vale? Si nos abre con esto, Daniel, nosotros vamos a abrir igual que con XQC, ¿vale? Y vamos a intentar...
Lo odia porque intentamos capturarle el peón, intentamos atacarle inmediatamente y él... odia eso porque él normalmente quiere darte peones, quiere regalarte peones por el ataque, y estamos haciendo lo contrario.
Al principio dejarle que nos coma un par, ¿vale? Como ahora.
Contra el XQ, que nosotros vimos lo de la dama, pero puedes sacar el caballo.
Sacamos este caballo.
Si te defiende con peón,
subimos este peón. Se lo regalamos.
Es lo que le gusta a él hacerlo. Así que vamos a jugar a su juego. Vamos a utilizar su arma contra él mismo. And Rubius didn't stop him. That's why c5 was so strong, because then you make sure that white can never push d4. So let's see if Daniel realizes that it's really important for his pawn structure that the d3 pawn, as of now, is a backward pawn. After d4, you solve that problem. g4! Whoa. As much as I was worried about f6, I would also be worried about g4. Both of them are weakening their king a bit unnecessarily.
Rubius very creatively comes up with f6, e5. He's fine. He's fine. And he's playing faster.
Rook to h1. So Daniel has some creative attacking ideas, pushing the h and g pawns, but his king too is getting quite exposed through the long diagonal. Not that simple to take advantage of it. And Rubius still needs to develop the queen side. I wonder if he'll go for knight to c6, and the knight d4 next move would be amazing with that pin on the f3 knight. That would be
the pinnacle of the pyramid. If he lands something, that's the one thing that's missing. Like, I feel like when he plays knight d4, the whole board illuminates and he just like gets Exodia and just obliterates Daniel. I mean, but we'll see. Daniel is going for some super ultra mega alpha zero thing here with h4, h5, g5. It's bold, but mistaken potentially, because the problem is his king is right there. Black's attack is almost completely gone. If Daniel plays knight d e4 and bishop f3, and he's played it, and now bishop f3, and he's stabilized.
Yes, f4 for Rubius wasn't the best move. This still is dangerous for Daniel for the fact that there's a pawn on g5, the king is on the long diagonal, but it's nowhere near as dangerous as it was with the pawn on e4. I agree that this is now a situation where Daniel could start solidifying the defense, placing the bishop on f3 too.
Yeah, it's honestly, like, I know we're joking, I know we've got the music going, I know, like, all these different things, but there is so much value in the two games that these guys have played. Like this game, Rubius is going to go back, adjust the opening, and then he'll also learn how to manage an attack. That's like so valuable, how to balance the pawns versus the piece integration, and there's just so much value here. And Daniel's just, I don't know, I'm going to yell at him for playing g4, king g2. That's what's going to be Daniel's lesson.
Lessons from the game. Bishop f3, great move by Daniel, because that's the diagonal where he's vulnerable, and he's making sure that now there's no longer a pin.
I don't know if we're going to get rook g5, but he just goes all in.
g6 all in.
Daniel, what are you doing? He's so brave this game.
The funny thing is, if 20 moves from here on, we're gonna get an endgame where there's a back rank checkmate thanks to the g6 pawn. It could still work out in Daniel's favor, but he has to survive this stage of the game because now his king will be, again, the target and the black king is safer.
Yes.
Es flipante esta partida, tío. No estoy comiendo nada.
Oh, he doesn't realize.
Yeah, the question will be if Rubius can forget about that mistake, because he knows that he shouldn't have placed the rook there and continue with strong ideas, because I think that's difficult for anyone at any level to move on, start a blank page, and now this is the situation. I'm gonna do my best from here and not think about what I should have done. Yeah, he noticed that the knight on e6 was attacked and he guards it. He's also pointing out on his stream that the queen and the bishop have that battery. He likes the queen bishop batteries.
Yes, he's not wrong.
It's a trademark. I feel like at this stage of pogchamps, the players start developing their trademark strategies, and queen and bishop battery is gonna be Rubius's one for sure. He wants to get rid of the rook.
Oh,
knight e4 is a good idea.
Oh, that's a good idea. In fact, it's so good it just wins.
Goodness me, that's a killer move if he plays it.
Vale, pero si me como ahora esto... Es una pieza gratis, no, porque está defendido por el caballo.
Oh, he thinks it's winning a piece, though.
24 segundos, tío, por favor, dame más tiempo, tío. Que ayer tuve 80 horas, tío, ¿qué pasa?
Need to move, you need to move.
Well, that was not Spanish.
¿Qué coño hago, tío?
Oh, he took with the queen in the end. Oh,
he thrown tío, he hecho misclick.
Oh no, a mouse slip in a crucial moment.
Oh God, no.
He had the right idea. He was looking at bishop d2, he was looking at bishop e4, he was looking at knight d4, and eventually when he went down on time, he panicked and misclicked.
I feel so bad.
But now the rook is hanging. Daniel is hanging his rook, but Rubius doesn't see it. He doesn't have time.
Oh, are we gonna get queen e4, knight h4, queen a8 mate? Is Rubius gonna see this? Oh, Rubius! No, Rubius!
The back rank checkmate. Levy, have I told you about the g6 pawn earlier?
Anna, you were right.
I didn't want to be right. I didn't want to be right. I didn't want to be right.
My heart is broken. Mine
is also broken.
Oh.
This has been such an epic match. Both games have been really exciting, and we're gonna talk to the players about it in a moment. Levy, your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I mean, what an unbelievable game. What an unbelievable match. I mean, it was back and forth. I feel so bad for Rubius because he deserves, he's had a chance to win at least one of these games. And the biggest difference maker is the experience factor. That's really all it comes down to, is that one of the players holds their nerves just a little bit longer, just a little bit better. But I think his chess career is off to a great start because, frankly speaking, you need to lose games.
Hola, hola, hola. Can you hear me?
Hola, hola,
Yes.
hola.
Yes.
Sí que
Oh
te
my
oímos.
god. Oh my god.
What
Okay.
a match, Rubius.
Uf.
Te puedo decir en español que estoy súper orgullosa de ti. Que
Gracias,
jugaste
Ana. Gracias. Te
fenomenal.
quiero,
Que
Ana.
jugaste
Te quiero.
fenomenal.
Te quiero,
I'm
te
sorry,
quiero.
Daniel, but I'm coaching Rubius. I'm really
She-
proud
Sí,
of
no
how he
problema.
played.
She said
No problem.
she's proud of him. She's proud of
Sí,
him.
no problema.
No
Habla un
problema.
poquito.
Así hablamos en español,
Vale, vale.
entonces.
GG. GG.
GG, man. Wow. Good
GG,
game.
man.
I'll start with you, Daniel. As the winner, how do you feel about just the overall performance in the two games?
I'm relieved because he played so good. And I think, honestly, if he had more time, he probably would have won both games, right? Because, like, honestly, in the early, I'm like, okay, no problem here. I'm good. And all of a sudden, what? And then when I was white, I was just going to march up the right side. He's doing stuff on the left. I'm not paying attention. Nothing matters. And before I know it, boom, 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 boom. He's attacking me from, like, every area. And I realized, like, I was all crammed in and had nowhere to move. So, like, luckily at the end, he only had like 20 seconds or something. And he blundered his queen and a couple things there. But if he had more time, I don't know how I was going to win from white there after I screwed all that up. Gave away a freaking, what did I give away? I gave away a free knight.
Oh yeah. Oh, when you played, you mean bishop check on e6 and he went back with the knight and he took it that moment?
The one where I don't remember. I was up near the top of the board and I basically just moved my knight for fun. And as soon as I did, I noticed that he could take back with his knight.
Rubius, your thoughts on the match? And we were fighting here with Levy because Levy has prepared Daniel. I've prepared you.
Yeah.
we were
Yeah, I can
trying
imagine.
who is the better coach here. I'm very proud of how you played, and I think your preparation, the opening phase, was all great. What are your thoughts on these two games, and what do you think we can do better for next time?
Thank you. So my problem was today that since my matches from yesterday or 2 days ago with XQC, I now have trust issues, many trust issues, because when I played against XQC and I didn't see the check-in ones and stuff like that, that took a lot of confidence from me when I played today. So not knowing what to do, and that's why I think that I took more time to play today, because the other day I was playing much quicker, but today I was like watching at the clock and it was just like 20 seconds to finish the game, and I start getting nervous and stuff. And yeah, he also played really good. Like he was always attacking everything. I had like so many stuff planned in my head, and then when I was about to do the plan and finish it and win the game, he was there and stopped everything, all my plans. So yeah, GG's, man. Really good games.
Yeah, Rubius, I was gonna say, Anna and I were super impressed, first of all, by your preparation. Oh, I have another game that you played up. I don't know if it's this game, but in the very first game, you prepared against the Sicilian. You had a very good position. And there was a moment very early, you moved your knight back from f3 to d2. And you had such a good position, but then you moved it back. And I think that's what you're talking about. You had like your instinct was good. You found the right move, but multiple times you said, I don't know, and then you would play the move that wasn't as good. So I feel like you've had great positions in 4 games. Your score is not reflecting because just like Daniel said, I mean, you were playing amazing chess, so don't be discouraged.
Thank you very much. And the openings were all thanks to Anna. She taught me those openings and she prepared me for these matches. So yeah, that's why I always start kind of good in these games, and then I go down from there. It's because Anna taught me like everything from the beginning, and I crush everything. Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth. You know it.
I really appreciate that you appreciate the preparation, but I wanted to say that you make really good moves and ideas in the middle game too. I was telling Levy that you have been following the Champions Tour coverage where Magnus competed, Hikaru competed, the top chess grandmasters in the world, and sometimes your moves are reflecting the level that top grandmasters play, the H4 pushes and very high level moves. I think it's because you are picking up on grandmaster games. You may not always know why you do those moves, but the ideas are there because you have been following top level chess tournaments.
I want to say real quickly that Anna is crushing me because first she's playing Pokemon to destroy my freaking game, not to fight. Everybody bites. She's like, no, here's what you do, and boom, before I know it, I lose. And now,
Daniel, it's not too late to change sides. I'm just saying.
Oh my God! I hope you're not. I hope you're not coaching QB XQC in my next game because
no.
This morning I'm thinking about different opens. What am I gonna do? Because she's in my head. She knows all my games, studying me. It's like
she does.
You have such a good read on me, and you're like ripping me apart. So I need to like get away from playing people coached by Anna.
Just fire Levy. I think that's the first step.